You're tuned in to a QNA Network podcast. Bold voices, real stories, no fluff. It's showtime.
You're listening to the Open Books podcast.
Your next chapter starts now. This podcast is brought to you by QNA Network.
Welcome back to the Open Books podcast. Today is not just any episode. This is our first official hot off the shelf under the QNA Network. And we're kicking things off with, you know how we do, full-blown pop culture. We're talking about Justin Bieber, Sabrina starting some drama. Is AI going to take over the world and our jobs? Question mark. Hope not. Maybe. And, you know, a little bit of Astroworld.
Yeah.
What's up, Colby?
Nothing. I'm so excited to talk about this.
I know.
These are topics that we've also held on to because we wanted to talk about them on the pod. We talk all day, every day, but if there's like certain things that we just know we need to talk on the podcast, we'll kind of like try to keep it in a little bit.
Yeah, the things we want to share with everyone.
Yeah, exactly.
We're like, I twitch trying not to like text about it.
Yeah.
These are those things.
Yes, and sometimes it's hard because these are like hot right now. Especially Justin Bieber and Astroworld. Those are probably my two most excited that
Yeah, they're like living in the brain right now.
Yeah, so we're really excited. So we do our one big book club episode, and then this is our third hot off the shelf episode, and we found that they are really, really fun. They do really well, and I think a lot of people, everything in today's world is just like in and out the media so fast.
So fast.
Yes, and it's like one story can be huge, and then a week later it's gone.
Yep.
So we want to try to talk about them while they're relevant because so much happens and then it's like, okay, what's next? So that's what we're going to do here today.
Let's do it.
So the first hot off the shelf, hot topic, hot off the press.
Hot off the press.
That we want to talk about is Justin Bieber's most latest paparazzi moment. Now, if you follow this podcast, you know every hot off the shelf episode so far we've talked about the Biebs.
JB.
Talk about JB because he is just giving us so much content to really unpack. And the most recent Justin Bieber, I don't know, crash out, if you will.
Crash out.
But warranted, question mark? Maybe. Yes.
Yeah.
Was his paparazzi moment. So he had a moment with the paparazzi where he basically, it seems like he's on vacation. So he's got like his own little personal vacation house. And of course, as paparazzi do, they're attacking the poor man.
Of course they are.
He's like begging these people to leave him alone, which paparazzi culture is so interesting. And I'd like to call it toxic because it seems toxic, but there's also a part of me that thinks, well, they're just doing their job, question mark.
They got to get that shot for the money.
Right. They need money just like literally everyone else in the world.
You would do it too for a check.
You would do it too for a check. And something that we texted about that I was curious is how much does a picture of Justin Bieber go for? Like, why are they so persistent when this man is begging them to leave him alone? They're like, we need the picture, we need the shot. I'm assuming they're making a lot of money off of it.
Oh, absolutely.
But it's like at what cost? Because clearly Justin Bieber has had enough for a long time now. This is not the first paparazzi, explosion that he's had. This one just even came a little bit more sound to mind than others because a lot of times he's just screaming or flipping them off. In this paparazzi video, he's, he has the very new famous meme / quote now, which is, it's not clocking to you that I'm standing on business and it's not clocking to you at the beach. Like, it's not clocking to you. I'm a father. I'm a dad. He's had enough.
He's done. He's putting his foot down.
He's putting his foot down. So I'm curious to hear what other people think just about Justin Bieber and the paparazzi. I know we've said in previous episodes that like justice for Justin. Another
Justin for Justin.
Justin for Justin. Another J for Jay. Like he's been through so much, so many things that I'm sure we'll never know.
Yeah. That
you can see that he's just fed up. And I almost feel like with his Instagram, because that was going to be like the next topic in the Justin Bieber, is his Instagram of it all. Because the last thing he did was the Hailey Bieber Vogue. That was really bizarre.
It was literally like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
He doesn't stop.
He doesn't stop. The next post that he made was like very cryptic screenshots between him and a friend. What was that? And him and his friend are kind of like going back and forth and they're getting into an argument. Why did you post that? I don't know. And then the other post, he's like talking about how it's weird to be a dad and it's just weird. I'm almost to the point where I'm like, he knows what he's doing because that video of him with the paparazzi was very sound of mine.
For sure.
Fine.
I know. It's almost like, you think it's like staged?
Oh, he's like playing into the bit a little bit with his Instagram or he just doesn't care at all. He's like, I'm just going to post on Instagram like I'm texting a friend almost.
I think he doesn't care.
Yeah.
What does he have to lose?
Literally nothing.
Because his like true loyal fans,
me
here,
they care. Justin Bieber has no fans, we're dead.
We're still like, we love you.
Yes, like leave my man alone.
Leave my man alone.
And I wonder if he's having his Britney moment where it's like, leave Britney alone. I don't think he's there yet.
No, but
it's questionable.
It's questionable.
So I just hope, I hope the paparazzi leave him alone, but it's never going to happen. This has been the name of the game in paparazzi culture since like the beginning of time. Look at Princess Diana.
I know.
It's just a weird part of celebrity culture that, I don't know, I guess you have to accept when you get into that world that you just can never live a private life or a normal life unless you, try really hard. Move to another very isolated country maybe? I don't know.
Maybe.
He's one of the most famous people in the world though.
Yeah, he's never going to be able to walk down the street.
No.
He's no Sarah Jessica Parker.
No, because apparently she can.
She can take the subway and be fine.
But then she has to follow it up with but do follow me.
I'm a slow burn.
They find me
eventually.
But that must be, can you imagine just trying to walk simply out of your house into the car and you're getting attacked by pictures, and that must be so aggravating.
Annoying, yeah. Who was it that went to, was it Met Gala?
Mm-hmm.
And she showed up, she put a box over herself.
Yeah. I don't remember who it was,
but I get it now.
Yeah, I get it too.
I was like, oh, you want your outfit to be a surprise.
No, she just wanted people to leave her alone, probably.
Probably.
Yeah, I feel bad, but that's the latest on Justin. Y'all let us know your thoughts.
Yeah. And so that brings us to our girl, Sabrina. We love us some Sabrina Carpenter, but she's definitely stirring the pot. People are talking about her. She's the name on everyone's lips right now because of her new album. And the cover art is definitely
provocative.
Colby, being a mom is a full-time job and glam time is rare.
Right? That's why I love Virgo Beauty Studio. They give me time and make me look like I got 8 hours of sleep the night before.
Their energy is calm and warm, and they get what busy women need, especially moms.
So whether you're a mom, a boss, or both, book some beauty time at virgobeautystudio.com.
I don't hate it. Because I think she's trying to say more than what meets the eye.
Yeah. I think there's probably an underlying thing happening here, an underlying meaning that maybe we don't just really know yet as the listeners.
Right. So her new album is Man's Best Friend. It is set to be launched and come out August 29th after revealing a very provocative cover image. It's her on all fours in a black mini dress while a man pulls her hair.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not a great look.
It's not the best look. Critics argue that the image is misogynistic, pandering to the male gaze and reinforcing stereotypes of female submission, while others defend it as satirical commentary and women reclaiming the sexuality of it all.
Yeah, that's kind of more
that's where I land, because I just can't see Sabrina Carpenter being
want your business to be the next chapter on this podcast?
We've got listeners who love a good story and great products.
To advertise on our podcast, email us at openbooks@QNAnetwork.com.
Let's make your brand the plot twist everyone talks about.
Yeah. I will submit at any moment, and I want that to be my image. I submit to men.
Yeah.
Well,
and if she does,
right, that's her.
Cool, do you, boo? But right. I don't think that's what she's going for.
And she's the one making millions off of her music, so obviously she knows what she's doing.
Yeah, and she called it out, and a Rolling Stone did a profile on her, and she called out the double standards of female artists and what they face, noting that the same audience who criticized her sexually charged art is also fueling the popularity and emphasized that her work does have layers beyond the surface and the sexual innuendo. So what do we think?
Yeah,
I think it lands.
That's where it lands. I feel like she's taking her power back in all of her music. Her first album, it did have very many underlying sexual innuendos, sexual tones, sexual phrases. And I think that was very purposeful. I think that especially Disney girls like Sabrina.
I was just thinking she was a Disney girl. I feel like we've seen it so many times before.
Time and time again, the Disney girls want to break free of these chains of they're just little girls on Disney. They can't do anything. Not forget about Miley Cyrus Bangers era.
100%.
So, and even Olivia Rodrigo, who comes from that same era of Disney, her songs are not PG by any means. She just doesn't present herself as much as of a sexual figure.
No, she went more grunge.
Right? But I mean, she's still very provocative. She uses profanity. I think it's like something that a lot of those Disney stars like to do to really like prove themselves as an adult and not a child. But I think Sabrina is very clever in her branding. Do I think the cover is the most tasteful? I mean, no, not really, but I think it doesn't really matter. I think that she's doing it for a reason, and I don't think it's just
working.
It's working. Well, it's getting people talking, which is what you obviously want.
Yes.
But I think in the end, it's going to have more of like a satirical meaning than not. And I loved her first album.
So good.
It's also good. So I'm excited to see what she does next. If I could tell Sabrina what I want as a listener and a fan,
what is that?
It would be a little bit more slow paced music that really like emphasizes her deeper vocals, because she has that there. But all of her past album, which I loved, most of the songs were like that upbeat espresso sound where she uses like those high areas of her voice, and they're upbeat.
I just want a little more range.
I want a little more range because I know she has it.
We're such music girls.
Have you listened to? We really are. Have you listened to her cover "Good Luck Babe"? Have you ever heard it? So that's where she really like shows that deeper tone that she has, and it sounds so good. That I would like to hear that. Yes. We need to listen to it on the way home. Because I would like to hear that in her own song, because she covered that song so well, and it was different than anything that she has on her album. So that's just like me, what I would want. If Sabrina's out there listening, that's what I want. But other than
that.
Yeah.
I'm excited for this album.
Me too.
We'll see what she's got.
Yeah, we'll see what she's got in her pocket. She is like a little Polly Pocket.
A little Polly Pocket.
The next topic is something that's pretty bizarre, and switching gears a little bit. I don't know if we've ever really talked that much about, I mean, we talk about ChatGPT, we talk about AI, but there's this new wave of AI, honestly, within the last couple months, even weeks, of Google VO and these like video AI videos that are scary. They're circulating. So really what it is, it's this kind of like terrifying version of AI. It's really Black Mirror. It's these videos that are being made that look a little bit too real. For example, the gorillas vlogging, or some of the people on the street. They're like, do you know we're prompts? And they're like, I'm not a prompt, I'm a person.
I know, a prompter. Like it
makes me wonder, are we prompts? Like it's just, it gets a little too weird.
Are you a prompter?
Do the people on the phone? I don't know. It's too much. You see, it's really
kind of hurts my brain to think about it.
Me too. It's really Black Mirror. I saw this one that was like really kind of like sick and twisted, because this guy's like, I made a prompt of everybody like having so much fun at the beach, and then a tsunami comes and they all die. I'm like, well, that's just mean.
Why would you?
It's just mean to do the AI characters.
Have you seen on TikTok? It is asking ChatGPT, so like different than that. But like if AI were to take over the world, would you spare me? Have you seen that?
Yes.
It's a prompt that you give your
Yeah, and I've seen some pretty creepy responses.
I know, like, I would spare you, but you would be like sired to me.
Yeah, my slave.
It's scary.
Really freaky. So how can you use it? The possibilities are pretty wild. Creators can make movie trailers, ad spots, TikToks, podcast promo reels without hiring a crew. Like, that's just crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, I think you have to have a very like high tech version of it, but it's still crazy that it's, you know, it's something that's really becoming a relevant part of our culture, and that I think we need to be prepared for and be on the lookout for. So it's a model designed to follow prompts super accurately and can recreate specific moods or visual styles, to tell even misinformation, which is also scary. That's another thing. It could be a video of a person that looks so legit saying something that they would not normally say, and you think it's real. I mean, I've seen people say like, oh, I'm cooked when I'm an old lady. Like, I'm cooked. Like, they're going to get me thinking that this is real. Sometimes I'm like, is this AI or is this real? It just looks so...
The ones of the... like the gorillas.
Those are funny.
One of the comments was like, somebody's grandma is going to believe this is real.
Yeah. I love the gorillas. They got their lips. They're like, what's up, y'all? It's Big Mama. I'm out here in the jungle. And like, my baby daddy, he is tripping. Like, somebody come get his ass.
Why your man's in the kiddie pool with me?
Yeah, she's like, why are you worried about my video? You should be worried about why your man's in the kiddie pool with me.
Wait,
dead ass.
Me and my dad send these back and forth.
The gorillas. I saw Matt watching one of them. He was watching like one of the man gorillas, like pretending like he was on a podcast. And he's like, yo, you seen this 100 men versus one? He's like, straight up, we would cook all them. And he's like, this is funny. I'm like, yeah, it's weird.
It's kind of scary though.
Yeah. Yeah. But like, you know what? We need to get with the times. Let's not go against it.
Use it for good.
Let's protect ourselves.
People, use it for good.
Yeah.
Okay, so finally, we're going to talk about something that Colby and I have kind of been chatting back and forth about, and that's Netflix's latest documentary drop, Trainwreck, the Astroworld Tragedy. So I've been seeing this pop up on my Netflix, like recommended, and Colby actually was like, I'm going to start this. You should watch it. I'm going to be very honest. I did start it, and I literally was like, I'm not going to continue watching this. I felt claustrophobic within the first like 20 minutes when they started showing the crowd. And I was like, yeah, no, I'm not going to. But Colby finished it. So I'm excited to like get your thoughts on it. So this premiered June 10th, 2025. And the film investigates the events of Travis Scott's headlining set at Houston's Astroworld Festival, November 5th, 2021, when a catastrophic crowd crush left 10 people dead, including a 9-year-old, and injured hundreds more. So this kind of like, this is very, it's different than Woodstock 99. Woodstock 99, anytime I talk about it, sends me into a rabbit hole. Like I think about it a lot. It is like my Roman Empire.
I don't know much about it.
You need to like,
I think there's a documentary.
There is a documentary, and I watched that documentary, and that's what like sent me into a spiral.
So you watched the Netflix documentary?
Yes.
Okay.
Or I've watched, I think they have a few, and I've like watched the documentaries. I mean, the conditions in which these people were staying in, just watch it, and we can talk about it on our next like hot off the shelf because it's insane. So the documentary uses raw footage, some 911 audios, interviews with survivors, medics, security personnel, and the victims' families to expose all the critical failures. So first of all, they were overselling tickets. They were understaffed, undertrained security, which kind of makes you scared. And I know you suffer with this a lot. Like you mentioned this on other episodes, like looking around a stadium when you're at a concert, like that's probably very common.
Oh, yeah.
Very common.
Yep.
And it was just like this dangerously flawed design.
Yeah.
So there was an area in the concert that was way too small for the amount of people that were standing there. And obviously, as a result, I say obviously, no one would have thought this. Like people were literally crushed to death. I think you had mentioned to me that they were so tightly compact that people's feet were off the ground and they were quite literally floating.
They were floating.
Like really think about that.
It's really terrifying.
Like, and you... like suffocation, like I just
no thanks.
No. And that's the reason why I was like, I can't watch this. Like it makes me feel icky. So Love Nation, who put on the event, were well aware of what was happening as text messages from employees were saying, quote, people are getting crushed. This is bad. People are going to die. These were revealed. However, no one stopped the concert. It even reveals chilling backstage communications. Minutes before the show started, there was a warning, stage right, getting crushed, yet the concert still went on. The documentary also unearths a mass casualty situation declared inside the venue as early as 9:38 p.m., yet Travis Scott performed for another 30 minutes, pausing only briefly for a medical emergency. Yeah, I like can't wrap my head around that.
No.
What truly shines is the human element, you know, the tributes to victims, you know, like Rudy, is it Pena?
Pena. Yeah.
I don't want to ruin that. I'm not trying to be, you know, rude here. Yeah. So emotional reflections from family and friends. You know, there was a 16-year-old named Brianna Rodriguez's friend. She remembers the horrifying layers of bodies and desperate attempts to save her. It's just like a really, really awful. So, you know, Travis Scott, publicly expressed the devastation and offered condolences, claiming he didn't realize the severity of the situation until after the show. He offered to cover funeral and medical costs for victims, though several families rejected that gesture. Scott also partnered with BetterHelp to provide 1 month free of therapy for attendees and launched Project Heal. It's a multi-million-dollar initiative aimed at improving event safety and supporting youth programs. Legally, a Texas grand jury chose not to indict him or others on criminal charges, and wrongful death lawsuits have since been settled privately. While he's taken some financial and, philanthropic steps, critics still argue his response felt like some PR damage control, and it lacked real ownership or systemic reform. I guess that's like a really hard one because like what more can you do?
Yeah, that's very like gray area, very sticky.
Like what else can you do?
Right. You can't bring them back. So
right. It was awful. I think though I think like obviously I didn't finish the documentary, so but I think as like the performer, like he's performing, I think you go into like this weird like you got to get in the zone, and I know you have a hot take on that. Like that whole side of it.
Yeah.
But the people, and I guess this goes back to like they're undertrained. They weren't, why wouldn't you like go on stage and stop him at that point?
Exactly.
And I know
someone
somewhere had to be like, enough's enough. We have to end this. So that kind of like, I'm going to ask you to share two things.
Okay.
The crowd surf and what you've been seeing on TikTok surrounding the Travis Scott of it all.
Okay. Well, everything you said was exactly what went down in the documentary. And it was very bizarre to see. I felt the same as you. I was like, oh my God, I feel like I can't finish this. It was making me feel suffocated.
Like I felt sick.
So the crowd surge, it literally, and you see a lot of footage of it on the documentary. And I saw videos of it. Obviously, this is a trending topic now because the documentary just came out. Even though this happened in 2021, it's really popping off again. So people are resurging their Astroworld videos. So that's where I've kind of been seeing like the actual close-up videos. Of course, I've watched it once so my phone knows. And the crowd then turns into almost like water. Like the mass of the crowd changes from being like humans in one spot to just this wave. So it's like the entire crowd is just waving back and forth as if they're literally an ocean, and there's nothing you can do. It's this phenomenon called crowd crush. And so now I've been seeing people talk about ways to prevent it if you ever find yourself in this situation. I'm like, oh my God, please.
What do you do?
So the only thing you can do is, it's going to sound so cliche and annoying to hear, but is to remain calm, because any type of extra energy you exert will just further the situation and make it worse. So the most important thing you do apparently is protect your vital organs. So you put your hands like in across the front of your chest to try to just use your any like muscles or energy you have in your arms to protect your lungs from being crushed, because that's how most people die. Your lungs are crushed. You literally, your ribs cave in on you.
It's insane.
Yeah.
Like I feel like uncomfortable right now.
Right. And then by exerting the extra energy, by trying to force your way out of the crowd, just makes things worse, and that makes people fall, which then makes layers and layers and layers of bodies. So then like when one person falls, the next person falls, and then you're just on top of layers of people. So that is how those 10 people passed away. What's really bizarre, the most bizarre thing about his stage performance to me, and again, it's hard to tell because like you said, you're in the zone. I have no idea what it's like to perform in front of hundreds of thousands of people. I don't know what you can and can't see.
Right.
The lights are all crazy. The music is insane. So I'm not saying that he could tell what was going on. This is something that people debate all the time. But there's this really freaky footage of him. He does stop the crowd for like very briefly 30 seconds because in front of him is this guy who is very much passed away at this point, being like airlifted through everyone's hands, and they're lifting him towards the side, and he's just, dead weight, literally. And he's a bigger looking guy. And so Travis Scott stops the crowd. He's like, whoa, somebody passed out. And then he just starts saying, yeah, like he's singing,
like starting his next song.
He's literally singing an autotune. Yeah. Watching. And then he just turns around and starts performing again. And so did he know that multiple people were dying? I don't know. But it was just weird. Like, it's just one person is enough. Like, if that was, right. I'd like to think if that was me, I'd be like, whoa, obviously this feels like an unsafe environment. Let's pause the show. I really don't know. But it's super bizarre to see the footage because it was all happening really in more of like a one condensed area. I think it was happening sporadically throughout the crowd at different times, but it was like this one condensed area for basically the whole show. So you can see like in one area, people like drowning and suffocating. In the other area, 5 feet away, they're jumping up and down, having the time of their life, not realizing because it's
so scary.
So scary. Must feel so stuck. I think everyone is at fault. Kind of like you mentioned, like it was oversold. It was understaffed. His culture, which I didn't know this about Travis Scott, I was never really a Travis Scott fan, not for any reason. I just never got into it. But his fan culture is very much like ragers, let's mosh pit. That's what he encouraged at his previous Astroworld Fest. So
it's giving Woodstock 99.
Yes, everyone went into this with the expectations of we're going to get wild. They broke down the barricades. I'm sure there were thousands of people who didn't even have tickets.
That's Woodstock 99.
They broke down the barricades.
They were like setting fires. There was, yeah.
I just find that like culture to be so bizarre. Like why? I don't know. Obviously adrenaline takes over and like the rush is fun for people and I get that. But
it's not my
vibe.
Maybe it's like me getting like older. I don't know.
Maybe you're right because me in 2016 at Voodoo was like behaving like a crazy person.
Buku.
Right.
Hang out.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to go to all of it.
And I was raging.
Yes.
I was running around. I was being insane, having fun. I was jumping up and down and running from stage to stage. And so I do understand like the adrenaline and why it's fun. And like you said, maybe we're getting older. So that is like an absolute no. But it's like to go somewhere and just like have this like crazy energy, it's just never going to work with that many people in one area. But now I'm aware that my biggest fear in life is a real thing. And I know
it's a thing.
Very valid.
And what's it called? Crowd crush.
Crowd crush.
It's terrifying.
Super scary. So you guys should go watch that documentary if you haven't. Just like, if anything, awareness to know what to do if you ever find yourself in that situation.
Right.
The only thing you can do is stay calm and focus on your breathing because eventually it's going to end and you just pray that you don't succumb. So scary.
I hate it.
And the youngest boy being 9 years old is just sick.
I hate it so much.
And the victims deserve to have their story told. So if you're going to watch a documentary for nothing other than like showing them hearing their stories because they were real people. And it's easy when it all happens to be like, oh wow, 10 people died. But then you see the families of these people who suffer every single day
for the rest of their lives.
And it's just crazy that Travis Scott performs at festivals. I'm pretty sure he was at Coachella. Like, and does that mean he needs to end his entire career? I mean, I guess no, but it's just, I don't know. You guess you'll never know unless you're in that situation. But as a family of a victim, I'm sure you must just feel like deep hatred. Yeah. And that's hard. And it is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh. Sorry to end this with, that heavy. But thank you guys so much. That's a wrap on this week's Hot Off the Shelf. Thank y'all, riding that one out with us.
Yeah.
It was all over the place.
It was like up, down. But
so
needed to be said. Again, it had to be said.
It had to be said.
Yeah.
And we're your girls that are going to say it. So.
Yeah. And if there's other hot topics you want us to talk about, anything that's like happening in the moment, send it to us. We're here to report for duty.
Reporting for duty.
So follow us on Instagram at Open Books Podcast, TikTok at The Open Books Podcast, and now we're on YouTube, so you can watch this full video on YouTube. We're at QNA Network. Everything will be linked in the show notes, and keep following along. Our next on the shelf that we're doing is Don't Let 'Em In.
Don't Let 'Em In by Lisa Jewell.
So read along.
Love ya.
Love ya.
Bye.